It wasn't even a dream. I didn't even think that I was going to make professional. I just like playing.
A master on a football pitch, a player that made the game look very, very easy.
He had these things that you can't teach people. He's virtually won everything in the game.
One of the best passes of a ball I've played with, probably that has been in Wales football.
No, jak dostało piłkę, to wiedziałem, że ten spokój i to opanowanie, to ten piłkarz zawsze potrafił uspokoić grę. Jednym przerzutem.
Fantastic vision of play. His control, his ability to see passes, see things early.
He has this kind of crystal clear ball that he sees what is going to happen like 2 seconds before.
Xabi Alonso was up there with the best ever. There's no doubt about it. Standout quality, the pass master. There was a different noise, there was a different technique. The ball used to spin a certain way and it used to come into your feet at a different speed than a normal pass.
When we were under pressure, he'd find a way out of it with a long pass.
I tried to move the ball quickly and to give the ball in right position to the forwards to make that last pass or last chance.
Xabi Alonso, what a pass! It's a brilliant ball from Alonso.
That man who knits everything together, really. He's the one getting the ball off the back foot. He's the one then feeding it, the number 10, the strikers.
Ta gracja poruszania się powodowały, że człowiek na boisku czasami mówił wow.
Xabi used to give you an extra 1, 2, maybe 3 seconds on the ball.
When he is going to receive the ball, he knows everything. So he...
The joy of the moment, the euphoria of all of us, and to have that trophy.
You are playing with him, and suddenly the next day you see him winning the World Cup. I mean, it's like, wow.
To be World Cup champions, that's the real dream of a football player.
Growing up in the Basque region of northern Spain, Xabi Alonso had an idyllic childhood.
San Sebastian it's a beautiful city. It's not so big. For a young kid that wants to play, to ride a bicycle, to go to the beach.
We are very close in age, and we used to be all the time together, and of course football was everything.
I was lucky enough to have my brother. He was just a year older than me, so we were very close friends.
We played in the beach a lot, and the beach was very special because we went 8 in the morning and we needed to make the feel ourselves with, you know, like the lines in the sand. We need to put the goals, put the net.
He used to bully me a little bit, but that gave me that hunger to keep fighting against him in a good way.
Came from a football family, which helps. They're all day talking about football. I mean, he lived football 24 hours a day.
His dad was a good player and a great guy.
Perico was one of the great players of the Sociedad side that won 2 championships. Played for Spain, of course, in World Cups as well.
He told us the ideas, the things that he thought were important for being a good player.
He's never forgotten what he's learnt, and he's never forgotten where he's come from originally.
My career started pretty late. Till I was 17, I was in the team of my neighborhood. We had a good team, but it wasn't like a professional club.
In Antiguoco, it was very important, the technique, and they have very interesting ideas about developing players, like making like a good football, passing ball, and I think it was very important for us as well. We played the last year here in Antiguoco, and then we signed for Real Sociedad, and we went to the reserve team. From there, he went very soon to the first team.
It was during his time at the Anoeta Stadium that Alonso first came into contact with another significant influence on his career.
When I went back to the club from Madrid, I think he'd be 19 years of age at the time. You could see straight away the vision, the passing ability that he had.
He was the first one that gave me the real chance to prove myself.
They were in a difficult situation. Coming up to the last 6 or 7 games, there was a possibility of them going down. I put Xabi in, he was absolutely brilliant. He turned it round.
It wasn't an easy task. At that moment, the team was struggling, and I was just 18, 19.
He was superb, and he just went on and on and on.
You could feel that with him, the team was working better as a whole, and his impact was great.
I could see that Xavi was going to be some player.
The 2002-2003 season saw the young midfielder instrumental as he almost emulated his father's achievements. Sociedad narrowly missed out on the first La Liga championship in 21 years.
We nearly were champions of the league. It was incredible. He was one of the better midfielders of the league.
It was a great season for us. For us to play Champions League, it was like almost winning a trophy.
Alonso's performances for his hometown club had not gone unnoticed. And in the summer of 2004, following another outstanding season for Sociedad, the European giants came calling.
There was an interest from Madrid. There were a few negotiations between the clubs, but they didn't reach an agreement. And the interest from Liverpool came. Liverpool, I have heard of the club, of the history of the players. They were really, really serious.
10.7 million, I think, off the top of my head. A lot of money at the time for a midfielder, but when you look back at it now, it's an absolute steal.
Straight away, you knew he was a top-class player. I mean, people always say it takes 12 months to settle at a club for a foreign player coming in.
I think it took me 30 seconds to know that Xabi Alonso was, 1, going to work at Liverpool, and 2, to know that we had a world-class footballer on our hands.
I remember when I arrived at Melwood, I saw, okay, Stevie, Cara, these are the ones that I need to keep an eye on because they are the ones that they hold the team, they hold the changing room.
Myself and Cara are always welcoming, whatever country you come from. Cara in a different way to myself. I'm more maybe reserved and quiet. Cara goes a different way and gives them a bit of stick, takes them out the comfort zone and they settle with him a different way.
Well, that's why I had a great relationship with Xavi. It wasn't just on the pitch, it was off the pitch. He was similar to me in that he loved the game.
The big challenge for him would obviously have been a different culture, the Premiership, which is different to La Liga.
You need to be up for the challenge, not changing my qualities, but adapting to circumstances or to different games. Like it wasn't the same playing at Bolton or playing at Highbury.
But his first game was away at Bolton. But then a few days later, he played at home to Monaco in the Champions League. Straight away, he played 5 or 6 passes that you knew. Okay, that's why Rafa Benitez brought him in.
Rafa is very meticulous, analytic about the details. We communicate very well because of the language, because He knew that he needed a midfielder that understood the game. Things were going pretty well on the pitch. First season was progressing well, especially in Champions League.
Having overcome Chelsea in the semi-final, Liverpool headed to Istanbul, aiming to become European champions for the first time in 21 years. A nightmare first 45 minutes saw Alonso and his teammates completely outplayed.
Me and him had a difficult time in the first half. We were up against the diamond and was outnumbered in the middle. But as a team, we struggled for the whole first half.
We were wasting a beautiful chance to be European champions because we were playing, but we were not competing.
When we actually got that control of the game, he came into his own and played a very strong performance in the final as well.
Gerrard's header, 9 minutes after the interval, breathed new life into his team.
When Stevie scored, it was the first hope that we need. And just a couple of minutes later, Vladi scored the second one. We knew that we were back on the game. It was my first professional penalty, but I was given the responsibility and I had to take it. When I look at the images, I look much more nervous than I really was.
In that, he takes it with his right foot, misses it, but has the composure to put the ball back in with his left foot.
It was the quickest 5 meters I've ever done in my life. It was probably the biggest relief of my life.
It was so important and wow, what a moment, what a moment. So proud, so proud, so proud of him.
Wow, maybe this means that we can grab it.
I think we all felt our name maybe on the cup. Sometimes when you're playing in the game, you feel things happen for a reason.
3-3 after extra time.
To have that support from the fans that they travel from all over the world to Istanbul and to feel that unconditional support, we need to pay that support back.
I remember seeing him in the dressing room after the Champions League final and he was absolutely finished. He emptied the tank out there and gave every bit of blood, sweat and tears for the football club.
An FA Cup triumph followed as Alonso continued to evolve as a player.
I wasn't the same player. I had progressed, I was more mature, I was more competitive.
He was one in the dressing room you could look around and you knew you had him on side. And even some days, if his passing was slightly off, you knew you had the warrior in him.
I think people looked up to him a little bit because he was a classy operator.
He was strong in many other departments of being a footballer than just being an excellent passer of the ball.
Alonso's 5th season at the club saw Liverpool go agonisingly close to the Premier League title, losing to Manchester United in the end by just 4 points. It was to be the Spaniards' final campaign on Merseyside.
I feel that not to be able to win the Premier League is the unfinished business that I have left in Liverpool because the last season we were close.
Join the club. Join the club. If you're a winner, you always have regrets because it's impossible to win every single football match. It's impossible to win every single competition that you play in.
Absolutely a privilege to play for Liverpool. It's a very special club. The fans are really special. Anfield is a temple of football.
He loved Liverpool and for him has been so important. It's a part of him.
In August 2009, Alonso completed a €35 million move back to Spain as Real Madrid, having coveted the player previously, finally got their man.
And he's back at generally regarded as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, clubs in the world.
It was a massive challenge because here in Madrid, you don't give an excellent level, you don't get the place on the starting level.
Aged 27 and in the prime of his career, Alonso wasted little time in exerting his considerable influence at his new club. Despite excelling in the high-pressure environment of the Santiago Bernabeu, 2 successive second-place La Liga finishes meant that the midfielder entered the 2011-2012 season desperate for a first-ever league title. A crucial El Clasico encounter late in the season saw Real inflict Barcelona's first home defeat in 55 games as they headed towards the championship.
We were playing against Super Barca. Messi, Xabi, Iniesta, Villa. That's why it was so rewarding to win that Liga with the most points ever in La Liga, with the most goals ever in La Liga.
At international level, 5 years on from his debut, Alonso was part of the group of players who finally ended Spain's barren run of success at Euro 2008.
When we were able to win for the first time after 44 years, it was a massive relief to have a winning team.
In the subsequent 2 years, Alonso's form for club and country ensured that he was a key figure in the Spain team that went into the 2010 World Cup confident of adding to their European title.
We had a very good team. We believed in ourselves that we could be winners again.
Alonso started every game in South Africa, pulling the strings in midfield, where despite a tricky start, the European champions quickly moved through the gears.
It wasn't easy, and we lost the first game against Switzerland. Many doubts around the media, around the supporters. We came strongly together. We progressed the group stage. We felt back that we could make it because we had a great team. We were very competitive.
Having safely negotiated the knockout stages, only the Netherlands stood between Spain and World Cup glory in the Johannesburg Forum.
You have to cope with that pressure, with that responsibility, and we were ready for that at 2010.
In a bad-tempered affair, Nigel de Jong's chest-high tackle almost ended Alonso's involvement prematurely.
Maybe in a normal game, but not in the World Cup final. Probably was going to be my last one, so I didn't want to miss, and I felt that I could continue. But for sure, at that moment, I didn't know what happened. I just felt something a strong impact on my chest. But I could continue, and I was very privileged to play that game.
Andres Iniesta's extra-time winner handed the trophy to Spain for the first time.
Getting crazy, the joy of the moment, the euphoria of all of us, and to have that trophy and to be World Cup champions, it was a dream come true. That's the real dream of a football player.
Breeze through the group stage, the Euro 2012 quarter-final proved to be a significant occasion.
It was the perfect night for me. It was a goal that I have to achieve the 100th Cup.
Portugal were beaten on penalties to send Spain through to their third successive major final.
We played one of the best games of our career, the final against Italy, to beat them 4-0 in a European Cup final. Probably was the best game of that generation in the national team. Everything came so naturally for us. That's why it was so exceptional about those years for the national team.
Domestically, and after 5 successful years in the Spanish capital, Alonso was again eyeing a change of scenery.
I was 32 years old, and I was fine. We had just won the Champions League. I was playing. I had no reasons to doubt about my place on the team. But at the same time, I thought, Xabi, you are going to continue here fine, or you are going to try to experience something else, to move to another country, to another culture, and to feel something different. And I took that chance.
The summer of 2014 saw Alonso swap one European heavyweight for another as he joined Bayern Munich for a fee of 10 million euros, where once again he relished a fresh challenge. His 3 years in Bavaria saw the club secure a hat-trick of Bundesliga titles, with Alonso a central figure.
Jeden z kluczowych piłkarzy, piłkarz, który wnosił wiele do drużyny, czy to na treningach, czy też poza boiskiem.
In 2017, after 18 seasons at the highest level of football, Xabi Alonso announced his retirement from the game at the age of 35.
Always the thought that I wanted to take that decision. I was happy with the way I finished my career. I was very emotional. Lots of friends came, lots of family. It was very nice, very good memory.
And to perform at a consistent level, it's not just about talent or ability.
I think his professionalism, right from the moment when he started up until his last game at Bayern Munich, has been an example to anybody.
It's not just about turning up and playing football, it's about what goes on upstairs, it's about what goes on in your heart, and you've got to keep pushing yourself every single day to raise standards that people expect of you.
Of those strikes will live long in the memory.
Xavi scored top goals where other people probably couldn't have scored them because of his vision and his awareness on a football pitch.
I used to practice a lot in training, even in other games I tried, and when you score, they became so famous or a landmark in your career.
He was painfully spreading the play 60, 70-yard passes, so you know he's going to be able to do that. But also, very few players got the ability to do it.
I was lucky to score in a very short period of time from my own half with right foot and left foot, so that makes it a little bit more special.
Almost 20 years at the top saw Xabi Alonso achieve all of his boyhood dreams. But it was more than just talents that propelled him to the pinnacle of world football.
And being obsessed with being a top professional and then going to deliver performances.
He's very passionate, he's very passionate. He's burning inside. Sometimes he maybe looks cooler, but he really loves football.
Someone who I loved watching, someone who I loved playing with, and someone who I've got unbelievable admiration for, both as a player and a person.
Też ciągłość do tego, żeby pomimo swoich lat, pomimo osiągnięć, które osiągnął, nigdy nie zadawał się tym, co miał.
Very humble, very down to earth, great sense of humour. I think they're great ingredients to make a top player.
He had a strong personality, character, was intelligent, thought about things.
It's difficult to describe a brother because he's part of you, but it's somebody great to have alongside for the good times and for the bad times.
You only have to look at his achievements. Liverpool, they don't come any bigger than that.
Never got carried away, worked every day to try and be better. World champion, Euro champion.
I thought that it was like so unreachable. I had never thought that I was gonna make such a long and nice career.